Here's my longer response to the whole Charlie Kirk stuff that happened today. And it's going to be maybe what you're expecting, maybe not, but it will be different from a lot of the prominent figures that have a bigger following than me because I have some concerns there. And this is going to be a longer video. I encourage you to please stick around and definitely do leave comments below, but don't do it in a way it's going to get you filtered, okay? Be open, express yourself. But anyway, let me get on to it. First, how do you feel about what's happened? Now, a lot of content creators are upset because people are posting things like good, happy, or look, if you're a content creator and you expect everybody to just be sad because this happened, you were either in a fantasy land or out of touch with your audience. Because here's the reality to it. When this happened, it was a sense of justice for some people. Women who are being told by somebody like this that they don't deserve rights and they shouldn't be allowed to vote and they shouldn't have bodily autonomy. Justice for people who in the LGBTQ community are told by people like Charlie Kirk that they're not allowed to exist. They shouldn't exist. For those people, this was a day of justice, a day of reckoning. You don't have to like that. But if you can't understand that or appreciate it or have any feeling for that, then you really do not understand the LGBTQ group and you have no respect or feeling for how they have been marginalized, or women for that matter. If you feel happy about this, you're entitled to that. If you feel sad, you're also entitled to that. You are entitled to feel how you feel about the event. It is going to affect people in different ways. But in the same way, some people are going to feel justified in this. I don't feel bad myself. I feel like a talking head that did not belong around is now no longer present. I don't think this is how it should have gone. I would much rather prefer we're passing better laws to remove harmful speech, to prevent people from doing horrible things, to keep things in line. Same with 2A. I would prefer we pass more laws to protect people and define our rights more clearly rather than things go this way. But what did you expect was going to happen when people are pushed down for so long? Now, we don't know anything about the person responsible for this. They said they caught someone, then they had to let that person go because that wasn't the right person. More of that will come up. But I don't think it's going to matter. We've seen enough of these. We've seen so many of these that I just don't have the feeling of shock and awe anymore. I become desensitized to it. It's the same thing. What did we get? Condemnation from the governor, from political figures. But every time I hear a political person say they condemn this action, it's the same as hearing people say thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. We should just update it. Thoughts, prayers, and condemnation. Because really, it does the same thing. If you're going to condemn the event but do nothing to prevent it from happening by making better laws, pushing for better legislation, then it's useless. It's just talking point. You're better off just saying, what happened is horrible, we need to do better. Not condemn. You're not doing anything. Your condemnation is useless in that. A lot of people are framing this as, well, I disagreed with what Charlie had to say. I don't think it should have ended this way. Look, I can agree. This shouldn't have happened. This is not the process I would like to have or prefer to have at all. It shouldn't be happening like this at all. But if you allow someone to put hateful and fascist speech out nonstop, sooner or later, somebody's going to do something about it. And we need to work to stop fascist speech. Him saying women shouldn't have rights, LGBTQ people shouldn't exist, is not a difference of opinion. That's someone marginalizing communities and arguing for the fact that portions of the population should not be around. It's the same as people that cheer on when people who aren't white are deported, regardless of the person who was deported being illegal, legal or not. They don't care. It's just allowing segregation in another form to be allowed. And if you're defending that by saying it's just a difference of opinion, then you would be the type of person during a certain era in Germany who, when they started rounding up Jewish people, would have been like, oh, it's just a difference of opinion. But you're missing the point that with each difference of opinion like that, you have allowed the goalpost to be moved more and more and more ahead until we're at a point now where they're just picking people up based on the color of skin. Off tangent, but, they're now removing some of the paperwork requirements for deporting people. But I guess we're just defending free speech, right? Anyway, I don't think this is a good thing. I want to make that clear. I don't think this is a good thing. I am worried about what's going to happen after this. Our leader has been looking to institute hardcore martial law. Will this be the event that does it? Now, as I'm recording this, I'm not looking at the news right now. I looked at the news about 5 minutes ago. I didn't see anything. But, and right now, to give you context, it's 3:50 p.m. Mountain Time on the 10th of September in Colorado. And also, I just found out about the Evergreen event in Denver, which is just tragic that this is happening the same day. It just never ends, But as far as, am I happy it happened? No, I'm not happy it happened. But at the same time, when a person like Charlie advocates for children being unalived for the sake of some imaginary right being taken away, because nobody would lose their rights if we strengthened laws that we have, it is kind of ironic this happened in a school setting where he was at. But you're not going to get sympathy from his family either. A lot of people are his poor family. They knew what he was about. That'd be the same as going, I really felt bad for the mustache man and his family. This is not how it should have ended. No. Now, granted, Kirk didn't do anything near that extreme, but he was pushing for fascist policies. So no, I don't feel bad for his family. And beyond that, he's made loads of money. Let's not forget that. He has made loads of money off of talks indoctrinating college kids, freshmen, who don't know where they stand politically, and before they even have a chance to learn a bit about history, have decided that he's the way and he knows how to teach them, forcing religion into them, forcing fascist regimes into them to a point where they don't even get a chance to think for themselves. So no, I don't feel bad. Not for any of them. They made their money off of it and continue to make their money off of it. The same way I wouldn't feel bad if somebody took out Dear Leader because he's made his money off the ignorance of people and off of doing horrible things. But there will be people who think we should feel bad for that. I don't. And to say the thing that nobody likes, terrible people deserve terrible things. And yes, some may say that this was too far, but how many kids have to go? How many women have to be, without rights? How many people in the LGBTQ group have to be the focus of hatred and vitriol because someone like Kirk decided that this is what they're going to push forward? And you can't say anything because it's freedom of speech. We need to work on our laws. But we'll see how everything unfolds. Again, I'm not, like I said before, I don't plan on making 20 videos on this. I will be doing videos that kind of put a bunch together. If you want me to talk on something more specific with this, please let me know in the comments below. Again, please leave comments if you want, but don't be mean about it. I don't want anybody getting their accounts removed or anything. I want open discussion on it. I want people to say what they feel, but I don't want anybody to be in a point that doesn't add to anything, so to speak. So anyway, that's my thoughts on what's happened so far. I'll keep an eye out for what's going on. It's still a terrible day, but it's just another terrible day in a long series of terrible days and a terrible series of years in this country. Nothing's changed. I'm not surprised. I'm not, oh my God, can you believe what happened? I'm not. I think it's interesting that it did happen. But beyond that, I don't have much of this, oh my God, not anymore. It's just another in a long lane of events. So anyway, sorry for the long video, guys. It was a heavy topic, but glad to get it out there. So let me know what you think.